All Manchester United fans agree on one thing. That is, Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane are our best defensive partnership. So you can be sure, you can be certain that Erik ten Hag and John Murtho are currently looking at how they can replace Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire, or at least one of them in the summer, or maybe even in the January transfer window. So I thought that it could be fun to look at a few centre backs, 5 in fact, who could be interesting to look at during the World Cup. Centre backs that Manchester United could be interested in either in January or in the summer to replace either Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, or probably even both. So number 1 is Pietro Encarnacion from Ecuador. He's a 20-year-old defender who plays for Bayern Leverkusen. Now, I really like Bayern Leverkusen as a team. I watch a lot of their games, mainly because I like a lot of their players, Moussa Diaby, Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong, etc. And every time I watch them, Pietro Encarnacion is always one of their best players. He's just 20 years old, so he still has a lot to learn. But already, he's one of the best defenders in the Bundesliga. He's actually similar to Lisandro Martinez. He's just about 182 centimeters tall. Definitely not the biggest out there, but just like Lisandro Martinez, you'd be a fool to underestimate him because he's quite aggressive, a really good ball player, very technical, but at the same time, quite solid as a defender, very aggressive, very decisive in his tackles. He plays as a centre back, but also as a left back. And at Manchester United, I definitely see him as a player, considering his age, a player who could be a player who provides cover at left back and at centre back. If you look at our centre back partnerships, if you have 4 centre backs, well, then you could have 2 right-sided centre backs, maybe Varane and one of Lindelof or Maguire, and then at left-sided centre-back, you could have Lisandro Martinez and someone like Pietro Encarnacion. So definitely a good centre-back to look at, a very good option. So when you watch Ecuador's games against Qatar, Senegal, and Holland, definitely look at how he deals with the different types of pressures that he faces. Against Senegal, he's going to definitely face physical and pacey forwards. Against Holland, definitely some of the most talented forwards in the competition. And then Qatar, he's playing against the host nation, so you can expect it to be a mental battle for them. So it would be really interesting to see how Pietro Encarnacion deals with those kind of challenges. Now, number 4 is Guardiola from RB Leipzig, who plays for Croatia. Now, out of the 5 defenders that I'm going to be mentioning today, Guardiola is definitely the best one when you consider their talents. However, the reason why he's number 4 on this video is because with the form that Lisandro Martinez is showing right now for Manchester United, and especially with the profile of Guardiola right now in the European game, he's one of the most highly rated young centre-backs around Europe. I don't think that he would come to Manchester United to be or act as cover for Lisandro Martinez. So this is why I think that maybe him signing for Manchester United is not as likely, but he is such a talented player that we would be fools not to consider him. Just like Pietro Encarnacion and Lisandro Martinez himself, he can play as centre-back and left-back, and the guy is just a machine. He's a physical defender, really fast, really strong, up and down the wing, really hard in the tackle, wins aerial battles, really hard to go past. Definitely the kind of defenders that you build your team around. And Erik ten Hag, being a tactician and a tactical manager, us playing a back 3 for certain games is not something that we can rule out. So you could have a possibility. You could have a team where both Lisandro Martinez and Guardiola could be part of the next of the same lineup. However, I still think that that is unlikely, and that's why he's at number 4. At number 3, we have Hugo Guillermo from Valencia, who is Spanish. Now, this is another player who has been impressive for Valencia last season, as well as this season. Another young player. He's 22, 23 years old, and he plays as centre-back, but also as a midfielder. So he's similar to Boubacar Kamara in that sense, in that he's versatile throughout the axis of the pitch. He's a very good ball-playing defender. Think about him as a right-footed Lisandro Martinez. And just like Lisandro Martinez and Pietro Encarnacion, you'd be a fool to kind of underestimate his physicality. And he's very good at reading the game. Very good anticipation, very good positioning. Now, the only problem that I have is that it seems that Luis Enrique favors Pau Torres and Aymeric Laporte as his centre-backs for Spain. So maybe we won't have as many chances to watch Hugo Guillermo in this World Cup. But Luis Enrique and the whole of Spain rates him highly. So we cannot rule out him making a few appearances for Spain. So yeah, if you have a chance to watch Hugo Guillermo, please do that. Also, if you have a chance to watch Valencia, they do have a few players that I think could be interesting for Manchester United. Anyway, Hugo Guillermo, keep an eye for this kid, highly talented. At number 4, we have Kim Min-jae from South Korea, who plays for Napoli. This guy is strange. So he was developed by Drew Buck in South Korea, then moved to Beijing Guoan in China, before moving to Fenerbahce in Turkey, and then last summer he joined Napoli. Napoli are crushing it right now in Serie A. And while players like Osimhen, for example, might be getting the credits, and rightly so, he's one of the best strikers in Europe currently, their success is built also on a solid defense. And at the heart of that defense is Kim Min-jae. And he's a no-nonsense center back. Tough as nails. His defensive contributions are mostly blocks and clearances. So he's the kind of defender who says, this is my box. This is my penalty box. This is my area. You're not allowed in. And when I look at the current Manchester United defenders we have, only Lisandro Martinez has that kind of mentality. So I think that bringing in a player like Kim Min-jae into the Manchester United setup could actually be a good thing. And when you consider the previous South Korean player that we've had at Manchester United, Three Longs Park, Jisung Park, then if Kim Min-jae ends up being half as good as Jisung Park, then he would be a great success at Manchester United. So anyway, keep an eye for Kim Min-jae during this World Cup. And last but not least, the one who is taking the #1 spot is Milenkovic from Serbia, who plays for Fiorentina. Now, Serbia are in a really tough group with Switzerland, Cameroon, and especially Brazil. So it would be really interesting to see how Milenkovic copes with this diverse ways of attacking, these diverse threats that he's going to be facing. Milenkovic, the reason why he's in the #1 spot is because, in my opinion, he's the defender who complements Lisandro Martinez the best. In that, while Lisandro Martinez is left-footed, Milenkovic is right-footed. When Lisandro Martinez is not really the best when it comes to aerial duels, Milenkovic is dominating everything in the air. He wins 72% of his aerial duels. 7 out of 10 headers he wins. He also scored 2 goals from corners already this season. So he's definitely an aerial threat. But also what I like about Milenkovic is that he's also a good ball distributor. His ball distributing ability, his ball playing ability is also very good. So you don't need to compromise like you would with Kim Min-jae, for example. Fiorentina are a selling club, and Milenkovic is really tough as nail, like your typical Eastern European kind of defender, no-nonsense, aggressive, really decisive. Think of him as a mixture of Nemanja Vidic and Ivanovic. All right, so that's all for today. If there are any center backs or any defenders or any players in general that you think Manchester United fans, should keep an eye for during this World Cup, please make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below, naming, of course, the players that we should pay attention to. And cheers.